What do you think this suppression is going to give birth? Does it even visit your mind that one day you will wake up and you will not be in government? Does it even visit your mind that you also have children and family that have to live in a free and happy Zimbabwe? What does this do when you terrorize other people's families? What do you do? Why have you not even bothered to visit the Ngue family and pay condolences? That heartlessness is what is going to be a big challenge for the country to move forward. You are aware that you all veterans out there, the liberation struggle was primarily because of what we are seeing now. You in government, the entire crop of leaders who constitute government today, you were about 18 to 30 years of age. Just the same age as the young people who were brutalized in Kwekwe last Sunday and are brutalizing across the whole country. So it's the same thing. What would that send our country to? The youths have never been formally employed. Young people have never known a salary. Young people do not even know the meaning of their own Zimbabwean currency. Young people have never tasted freedom. Young people do not understand the value of education because education means nothing. Never has the opportunity to go to school been squandered so wickedly. I know social safety nets for the government. No hospitals. Men are resorting to vending. Like this young man who was now doing mining as a small-scale miner. A very sad story. The only thing that the young people are asking for is self-determination through peaceful campaign and peaceful elections. We are people of peace. Peace is our signature. Peace is who we are. That's our identity. That's why all the provocation against us, we have resisted. Not because we do not have capacity to react or respond in a manner that is expected of all the people who are oppressed, but because we understand that peace is fragile. We also understand that peace is simple. And to do away with peace is to do away with the stability of a nation and the prosperity of a nation and the dignity of generations. But let me say, oppressors in Zimbabwe, hear me out. Especially you who think that oppression is fashionable. Brutality is seasonal. Violence is not permanent. Power is temporary. You are your own worst enemies. You're only making your situation very worse. Change is coming. Believe you me, change is coming. In fact, what you are seeing are the telltale signs that the writing is on the wall and that change is on its way. When change is coming, those who are to be changed begin to behave in a hysterical manner. They panic like a snake. They want to avoid the inevitable. But freedom is coming. And freedom can't be postponed, delayed, or denied. There is no other party in this country that has such a history of violence, such as ZANU-PF. Of course, they must know the consequences of closing channels of health political discourse, health deliberative, and conversational politics. That's what we stand for. We want to fight over ideas. We want a clash of civilizations in thought, and not a clash where stones are being used, where you are using noble carries. I was addressing the crowd, and I saw these people coming, almost like what used to happen during those primitive years, throwing spears onto people, stones, all sorts of primitive weaponry. It shocked me, and I'm glad, and I want to thank the people of Kwekwe and the people of Zimbabwe and the Change family for exercising restraint. It was provocative, and they wanted bloodshed. In fact, I had been informed prior that they wanted to do this. I'd also been informed, and I'm reliably informed, that the police were aware of this thing, and they know because they had the intelligence. Fellow citizens, our journalists, I must say, as we go into the details of what transpired in Kwekwe, I just wanted you to know that their intention was to make sure that we don't address the people. They did not start just recently. Any person who is in government, who is civilized, who arms the young ones to commit violence is wicked. A government that uses weapons against its own citizens is wicked. This is the only country where you would find people in government sponsoring, instructing, initiating murder and violence to transact politics, sponsoring terrorism. In other countries, governments are struggling with terrorists who are trying to destabilize governments. In this country, it is the government that is in itself turning itself into a terrorist. And the citizens are trying to restrain government from terrorist acts. But let me say, we appreciate the police if what I've read is anything to go by, for their professionalism. Yes, we are not happy with what they did to us in Kwekwe, but the fact that they've managed to investigate and certain people have been apprehended or have been arrested, we must give kudos where they are due. We understand how politics is poisoning effective policing and professional policing in this country. The police officers know their duties. And I want to tell you, our police officers are one of the best in the world. But they are poisoned by politics and partisan instruction. That's why we must be able to arrest the toxicity that is being forced onto our police. I know that the institution of the police, the RRP, is interfered with to be tarnished by partisan politicians who always think that the police are their private militia. And this runs against the integrity of our police. And we must be able to deal with this. I have it on good authority that they were planning this thing ahead of time. And that what they did, according to the police, is something that was premeditated, and they know the sponsors, and the sponsors are big political people. But let me just give a context to the violence we have seen in this country, so that you see that Kwekwe is not an isolated case. Kwekwe is just a pattern of behavior. It's a culture that continues. You know that Itai Zamara has not been accounted for to this day. He was kidnapped in broad daylight. Nobody from government has apologized or visited the Zamara family to explain the circumstances, but also to even explain to the nation. In serious governments, when one citizen is jeopardized, kidnapped, or disappears, a government will have to stop because it's a serious matter. That is what we mean when we say we represent a responsible, responsive government when we then take over in not short distance, the future to come. You know what happened in 2018, August? People were shot at during broad daylight by guns. There was this commission. None of the commission recommendations were adopted. In January, when there were demonstrations, 2019, people were killed, almost 17. Nothing was done. I buried all of them. I visited the families. None from government visited those people. To this day, no compensation has been done. The MDC trio, they are the ones who are now being accused, when in fact they were the ones who were violated and whose rights were violated. Joanna Mamombe, Cecilia Chimbiri, and Nisai. Our senior leaders, our activists, citizens, change champions, journalists, lawyers, they received death threats. Even religious leaders are persecuted. Student leaders are arrested. Workers, teachers have all been terrorized. There's general intimidation of the citizens in the rural areas. Food is used as a political weapon. People are not able to access government aid if they do not have a card of a party. That is not what we fought for. That is not the definition or color of freedom. That is not liberation. That is oppression. And that is taking the country back to where we took it from. That's why I said we are going where we are coming from, where oppression was being meted out on our people. Political violence during the tour I had in the countryside was quite prevalent. You know that I went to Mashingo on the 11th of October. Old women. We could have done a lot. These were old women, our grandmothers, our grannies, who were mobilized by ZANU-PF to blockade our roads and to throw stones at us. But we felt, look, we don't want to reciprocate violence because that's not our character, that's not our nature. We were embarrassed, we were harassed, we were humiliated. But that is the price of going on the highway to freedom on a peace platform. We will never be provoked. It's not because we do not have capacity to be like ZANU, but we are the alternative to ZANU. We can't copy them. We can't be a replica of that which we are fighting. You know that on the 18th of October, they attacked our convoy. And I missed death by a whisker. A bullet ran through my car. Mnangagwa is even making a mockery of it. No investigation. And they know the people who were responsible. These are ZANU-PF people. They blocked our roads and they were seen by our local officials. Nothing has been done. They were not arrested. That is gangsterism. Zimbabwe is in the hands of gangsters. It's a gangster's paradise. We need this country to be a paradise of citizens who want freedom and peace. No investigation has been done. Roadblocks were all over as we went across the countryside. Guess what? Every police roadblock was punctuated by a ZANU-PF roadblock, an illegal one. But they were not arrested. I can tell you in Spinge, it was the case just before Spinge. It was the case in Nyanga. It was the case in Gutu. And this has been happening. You know that they also killed our young man, Nyasha Jambe, again during that tour. Roadblocks, you have seen them. The Kwekwe violence and the Kwekwe violence are only but a series of activities in the context of what has been happening. Now, what is the Kwekwe violence all about? 23 of our members suffered terrible injuries in this current attack, and they were hospitalized. Several were stoned and hurt. Bonengue lost his life. His life matters. This young man was recently married. He has been in marriage before. And of course, the wife died. He has an 8-year-old daughter, a small-scale minor. He's 35. He was just trying to start a life. And he was staying in his one room in Bizo. And they to take away his one room and his one life. Why? Because of politics. Why? Because of impunity. Why? Because certain of the political leaders in ZANU-PF are being allowed to turn Kwekwe into a terrorist zone. I was told that people in Kwekwe do not have peace. Every day, every week, there are reports of people who are being killed by the so-called Bakumane Mabemba or Al-Shabaab, or they call it Mashurugu. And I don't know why they want to tarnish the name Shurugu, because some great people come from Shurugu. You know that Togogara is from Shurugu. I don't know why they would want to then call Mashurugu these people who are doing these very bad acts, Mashurugu. But that is the case we have, and with these reports. We cannot create an environment for free and fair elections in the face of escalating political violence. Mr. Mnangagwa and your ZANU-PF, if you don't want competition, don't call for elections. And if you don't call for elections, we know that you don't deserve to be in office. We reject an electoral process that relies on blood and drawing blood from innocent citizens. We plead with every citizen in Zimbabwe to just make sure that they stay away from violence. We want peace in our country. We are a peace-loving people and a peace-loving nation. We do not want violence at all. I've listened to Mr. Mnangagwa and his team talking about, oh, Mr. Chamisa wants violence. I'm a man of peace. I carry no weapon except 3 C's. And if you are threatened by those 3 C's, tough luck. I have no violence. I have no weapon. Don't come to me with weapons. If you want to come, come with the weapon of love. That is the weapon I'm willing to interact with. We demand accountability. We have just received a report. There was a memo, which is a very detailed memo from the police. I hope that is a correct reflection of what's happening there. And I must say, in that report, we have a number of things that have been raised. Some people are saying, but why are you jumping into conclusion that is ZANU-PF? It's known, it's common cause. The people who were, disrupting this thing are known. Kenneth Simbi is believed to be the person who inflicted the blow that killed the deceased. Is yet to be arrested. But what needs to be done? Number one. And of course, we are going to attach for the press a detailed report of the total number of patients attended to, the number of the deceased, number of admissions, and also those who are in the outpatients and x-rays that have been done in detailed and annotated, information. What needs to be done? Number one, the threats of violence by ZANU-PF senior officials must be checked and must be stopped. 3 days ago, statements were made that are genocidal, that remind us of what happened in Rwanda, in Nazi Germany. We do not want such statements in our country. Let the fight be a fair fight. If you are Goliath, I am David. I have the anointing for you. Come with your anointing. Let's meet on the plane of elections and political competition. Not guns. Guns are needed in Ukraine, where there's a war. We are not at war. Even guns in Ukraine, we don't need them. We want peace in the world so that dialogue triumphs and guns are silenced. We demand an immediate investigation and accountability for those remarks. I hope that the Peace and Reconciliation Commission are going to take this. We also want to hear more from the churches. Pastors, pulpits are not just for preaching the word. You must also speak truth to power. Don't be intimidated. Civil society, we can't allow this to go unchecked. We also demand an investigation by the Human Rights Commission into the numerous cases of violence. In Kwekwe, tear smoke was used, baton sticks, dogs, people were violated. You know what happened in Harare East? Our people being beaten up just for putting on yellow. Yet yellow is the color of the future. Yellow is the color of all patriots. So are you going to kill all the citizens? Because yellow is unstoppable. Yellow is the new normal. Journalists are yellow. Citizens are yellow because we all want freedom. We all want peace. We are all yellow, including those in government who are serving patriotically. We want also the torture of our members, 13 of them, at Harare Central Police Station on the 18th of February to be investigated. The arrest and torture of citizens for wearing yellow, Zela Gumbo, Inyandoro, Prince Mtebuka, and Tatenda Chigwada must be investigated and the culprits be brought to book. Those who masquerade as police beating up people must be flushed out and exposed. Police officers are by training not trained to kill, to beat up people. They are trained to police and to maintain peace, law, and order. We know it. SADC and AU, we are going to be writing you, and we are putting you on notice that Zimbabwe is a powder keg about to explode. This will affect the region. It will cause instability. Your peace and our peace, the regional peace and security is under threat. We can't have a repeat of 2008. We can't have a repeat of the sins we have seen in the region where there's instability. To our church, I urge you to pray. Let us pray so that violence and the demon of violence does not engulf our country. We don't want bloodshed. We want peace. Our police, keep doing what is good, not the bad that we saw in Kwekwe or the bad we have seen elsewhere, where you are chasing the citizens who are your masters. Your salary comes from these citizens. Respect them. Respect their dignity and their rights. Our police must act for the people, for the country, and for the rule of law. You know, I always talk about what is written on the police logo. Pro patria for the country, pro lege for the law, and pro populi for the people. Stand for that. Defend people's rights. Protect the citizens. Your duty is not to protect oppressors, but to protect and stand in solidarity with the oppressed. To ZANU-PF, liberation was about freedom and let the people free. Set the people free. The liberation struggle was about one man, one vote. Respect it. The sanctity of human life, honor it. The sovereignty of the will of the people, give it. And the dignity of the Zimbabwean people, respect it. Those who are in the citizens' family, Triple C, the majority of the people, because we are the majority party. Peace is our DNA. Peace is our signature. Don't provoke people and don't be provoked. We want peace in Zimbabwe. We are the biggest alternative and we are the next government. Charity begins at home. Let's do what has to be done. I wish to thank you for listening. God bless you. God bless Zimbabwe. And may the demon of violence be arrested and taking this country back to God, back to honoring our Lord Jesus Christ, so that there's peace, prosperity, and harmony in our country, and we're able to prosper once more. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you very much. We're going to just take a few questions, if that's okay, Mr. President.
Even more questions, I'm ready.
We'll take some questions. I think like President has highlighted, it's a dark day, so if there are any questions for the President flowing from his address, we'll take them now. As usual, kindly introduce yourself, the news house you come from, and then just ask one question so that we can give the floor to other people.
I'm so happy, that when I say things, they don't normalize
We
questions.
don't ask questions.
And I'm so glad. But you always have one or two.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. My name is Yvonne Chaka from Zimbabwe Daily. You mentioned that you had a report on the intention to disrupt your rally. What did you do with that information, and how prepared are you, should you receive further information like that on your future rallies, to protect the people?
Well, what we did, we can't devour. But if we had not done a lot more of what we did, we would have recorded more deaths. These guys wanted blood. They were even targeting the leadership. They were even coming. The first disturbance, we knew. They actually wanted to patrol bomb our convoy by the robots. It's only that we don't say much. And the people who were doing this are people who have been attempting on our lives. They were celebrating that, no, we poisoned him when he was in Botswana and stuff like that. I don't normally eat. Okay? But it shows you wicked people who believe in eliminating opponents. And we've told all our leaders, all our candidates, please eat with a lot of care. It's good to have appetite, but control your appetite. Be careful. Not everything is food. We're in a very dangerous zone. And that is what we have said. Be careful about your cars. Just last night, well, it was actually around 4 or 5. They sideswiped our cars. They thought that I was in another car, but I changed the cars. It shows you how wicked they are. What betrayed them? When we got to the toll gate, they were actually able to distract people at the toll gate to just let the cars pass, their own cars. They did not pay any toll gate fees. So that's how we know them. But they didn't have number plates. And yet you know that in this country, people have been arrested for driving without number plates. So we are very conscious of what we are fighting against. They believe in violence. We have enough mechanisms to make sure that we will protect citizens who come to our rallies. Once bitten, twice shy. That also entails that those who are associated with ZANU-PF may not be able to have access to our rallies. And that entails across the spectrum. Because we have seen that our own laxity, our own magnanimity, and generosity is being abused. We will limit access to our venues to those who are genuine journalists, who are not working for ZANU, and we know you. We will not allow it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Are there any other questions?
I'm sure the last one.
Yes, sir, Leo.
Thank you. My name is Leo Omega from Zimbabwe.com. From the police memo, you realize that most of the perpetrators themselves are from Bizo. And that is where Honorable Settlement King wants to contest. What does this mean? How is he going to handle? If you talk to him, and what has he said?
Well, it's not just settlement. It's also Judith Tobayo. They are living under difficult circumstances. They're not being allowed to even campaign. Just to do door-to-door, house-to-house, person-to-person meetings. They gave me a report just yesterday. That is so difficult. In certain areas, people are even not allowed to put on t-shirts. And people have been followed house to house to be told, don't dare vote for the CCC. And I don't understand. They created their opposition, MDC Alliance. Please, go to your guests. You said they are the official opposition. Why are you bothering us? You said we are partless. You said we don't belong. Why are you so scared? We formed this party, you say it's too strong for us. Why do you invite competition? You invite electoral blows. We give you just one punch, a sucker punch. You are already fainting and you are complaining. Why? If you want competition, let's do politics fairly. Mr. Mnangagwa, be a fair player. We know that fairness is not part of your dictionary, but be fair. You're in your twilight zone of life. It's good to leave the political stage with grace, with humility, with honor. It's about your legacy. You have done a lot, good and bad. Please allow us to help you, celebrate you on the good, and perhaps fix your bad. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to take the very last one only because
Dara Adukusarina.
Dara Nikuserra, so blessed, if you may. Thank you.
Thank you.
So just going through social media, there's been allegations that you, as a party, staged managed these attacks on yourself, and that you are seeking to get attention ahead of the United States of America President review on sanctions against Zimbabwe. There's also a voice note that is going through of one person who was shouting, holding the mic, that it's Zorera, mute Zorera.
So even that Dara, kuna munhu angadzorera azvitangira zvinhu zvake. Tomboti just to go by that warped and kindergarten logic, which is typical of Zanu. Can you see that that's propaganda? Why would we stage manage attack on our own people at the risk of even our own self? We are not that vile. We are not Zanu here. We are not that cruel. For us, it's not about power. It's not about getting positions. It's about change, and we'll never sacrifice people's lives for political power or for political position. Never. We've resisted that temptation, and we'll continue to resist it. So look, Zanu always say things. They've never accepted anything. Even if they are the ones who are perpetrators, their fingers will be pointing at all other people. Don't you know the Keningara story? Don't you know what they've done? Even the June short sleeve, long sleeve, don't you know about it? Have they owned that? Which other political party has the largest number of dead bodies? Which other political party or political leaders are ranging in the smell of people who have died on account of political violence, except Zanu? They even say Zanu de Europa. Whose blood? Is it your blood? That is the citizens' blood. So look, they will say whatever they are saying. It was a clear attack. But the police knew about it. We were also informed about it. You can go and ask the police. Zanu people know about it. They'll pretend to say, we don't, but they know about it. These are people who are known, and they are in Kwekwe. You are from Kwekwe yourself. You know that these people are there. There is impunity. Nothing is happening to them. They are riot and on the rampage in Kwekwe. There's no peace in Kwekwe. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So there you have it, viewers and listeners. Thank you for tuning in and joining us to listen to President Chamisa as he gave his comments on the violence that took place in Kwekwe yesterday, and in particular the killing of one CCC member. If anybody would like to come in and give their comments live, I'm posting a link to our live stream studio in the comments section. All you need to do is click on that link and you can come into the studio. Even if you're on Twitter, if you click on this link, no, those who are on Twitter will not be able to click on this link on Twitter Spaces. I'm sorry for those who had issues with volume. We have been keeping track of our different pages, and on our devices, the volume was okay on the Change Radio pages. So I'm not sure. It might be an issue with your device, maybe. I would like to address one comment I noticed during the press conference. Tadiwa Nashe Chikojo, you wrote wauraisa vanhu iwe shamari kana uchida zveufundisi woita zveufundisi kana uchida zvematongerwo enyika woita izvozvo. Tadiwa Nashe, I would like you to come in. I have a few questions for you. Okay, I have two guests. Hello, my brother Benias. Can I just address Byron, who's in the waiting room? Byron, it looks like your devices have not connected. You need to connect your camera and your microphone so that you can enter the studio and speak. All right, now you've done that. Okay, greetings to you, my brothers. Hello, Benias. Hello, Byron.
Hello, hello.
How are
How are
you?
you?
How are
Fine,
you?
thanks.
How are you, my sister?
Fine, thanks. How are you doing?
Hey, we're hearing those news there. Those are sad news coming from there. So, I want to comment on that one. Things are bad for us. Staying in our out of the country, like it's not even fair. We want to come back home. I don't know what we can do because now we want to register to vote. We want to change the system. We want to change our country so that we can move on and we can have a blessed country, a quiet and well-behaved country. I don't know
Yes,
how can change things in our country. It's sad news that they're beating people, they're having violence. So we don't know what we can do now because even this side also there are some issues, there are some debacles who are being fought in our communities. So I don't know where we can go now.
yes,
Can
yes.
assist us there. What
Where do you stay, my brother?
Yeah, we're here in South Africa,
Okay, okay.
Rustem. So things are bad for us here. Things are
Yes,
bad.
yes,
I don't know what we can do. We don't have anywhere to go. Even if say want to go out of the country, like maybe out of Africa, out of this continent, there are wars out there.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yes, the best thing, like you said, is to go back home and fix our country.
yeah. We have to vote. I don't know if we can assist us. I have a query. If you can
Yes,
assist us on those type of I don't know how we can vote if we're right here because we can't leave our work. We're working here. We have our families here, so we
yes,
can have something like electronic. I don't know what devices what we can say, so that we can vote. So we can have millions and millions of votes for citizen coalition
yes.
change.
Uh-huh. There's something I heard that you could go and register to vote. Is it in Baitbridge or yeah, somewhere near the border there? And I understand there are others who have been doing that. So you can go and register to vote there, and then you go and you vote in the same place. But let's ask our other brothers in the studio if there is anyone who has an idea how it's possible for someone who is in South Africa to vote without necessarily having to go back into Zimbabwe.
So
Does any
you can assist us. I don't know what's transpiring on the borders these days because we're saying our passports are not also valid. So I don't know how you can assist us as foreigners here in South Africa. We are Zimbabweans. Zimbabweans. We have our IDs, we have our passports. So what we need just to change, create a change in our country. That's all what we want, so that we can go back and work in our own country.
Yes, go and build our own country.
Yeah, yeah. Because now, hey, the country now is going west to bed. I don't know, bed to west now, because
Yes.
these guys, it seems as if they don't even care for
No,
people.
they
They
don't
only
care.
care about themselves. Yeah, they
Yes.
just keep, yeah. So
And
I don't know what's transpiring that side.
and these guys, they are actually building their lives in other countries. They are buying mansions, buying assets. Their children are studying abroad.
Yeah,
So
yeah, true
they
that.
don't care what happens to the country. It doesn't affect them so much.
So
Uh,
it's like that side is a working place. They're busy
yes,
looting
yes,
our raw materials. Those things, they are for our own benefit. It's not for their own. It's for our own benefit. Because tomorrow, they are the ones who will be in that country. Even our children will be
yes,
in that country. So we need our infrastructure to be built and everything
yes,
to be in condition now. It's time
yes,
for
yes.
us to raise our heads and see what we can do with our own country.
What we can do. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Um. Yeah. Let's hear what our other brother thinks. Is that Benias?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, my brother. How are you doing?
Thank you. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
I'm listening your conversation actually. I'm not sure about if people can, if there is any planning where people can register without going back home. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Because looking at the current situation right now, some people don't even want more votes. They don't want people to vote in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the only option to do is to spare your time and then just go home, and then maybe just one day you register to vote, then you go to South Africa back for a week. Then
Yeah.
that will be all. And then when voting, then you go and register and
Okay.
vote. I think that will be the good plan. Because personally, I've been taking a look at this situation, because even some of us who are even far away from home, from even Africa,
Mm-hmm.
there is no future of voting. Even the online voting, there's no future
What do you mean there's no future voting?
of voting online, of them implementing the
Oh, I
online
see what
voting.
you mean. No, Azanu PF is they don't even have the will to do it, let alone the capacity. So yeah, the
Because
only
they know that most of the people who are outside,
yes,
I don't think there will be even 5% of the people who will vote for them, because everyone ran away from home just because of the same
exactly.
situation of the hardships.
Oh,
So if
yes,
they just do that, it's a total defeat. So they won't
yes.
do that. But I think
No,
the best way for people who are living around there is just to spare time and then go home.
yes, that's the best option. But on one of these live streams, we have had people who were actually they were giving out details, but I didn't take particular note because I'm not in South Africa. They were giving out
Mm.
details how you could go and register without necessarily having to go to your home city, but just near the border there. And actually, they were
Okay.
giving out numbers to people who you could contact to get more information on that.
Okay. I see. So maybe I supposed to look for those details and then give to people, because I think there are a lot of people who are in South Africa who are not willing to
I
go back to
understand.
Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Mm.
Let me pin a number here. Okay, there's a number which is scrolling down there. That's the youth chair. well, he holds a position in the CCC Youth Assembly. So please contact him. He should be able to give directions if or information where you can get more details about how to do that registration without necessarily having to go to your hometown.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, there is this comment by what's his name? This one by Tadiwanashi Chikojo. He says wauraisa vanhu iwe shamari kana uchida zveufundisi woita zveufundisi kana uchida zvematongerwo enyika woita izvozvo. What do you think? What do you have to say about that? What do you have to say to him?
Actually, these are some POV members.
Yes.
There's no one, there's no CCC member who can
Good,
give a comment like this.
Very true. That's what I
yeah.
think too.
Can I comment on that one?
Yes, please do.
You know, people, they're now confused. Like, I don't know, because now what they think, and even they don't have direction as for the moment. Because now people, they just want to live for themselves. They don't want they don't want even to see how the neighbor is living nowadays. So this comment is just coming from someone who's a culprit or someone. I don't think he's part of us, this guy. He's not here to build. He's just here to destroy, want to demolish everything.
Yes. It's
That's
their
what I can say on this one.
Yes, I agree. I think so too. Is their way of trying to spread the kind of information that will put fear and discourage people from supporting the movement. So I would have liked for this guy to come
Can I
online.
get back to you later? Because I'm busy now. Yeah.
Okay. I would have liked for Tadiwanashi Chikojo to come online and explain himself, because sometimes there are people among us who will see a comment like this and start to think the same way. But I would have liked for him to come and we challenge him and, embarrass him. Tadiwanashi Chikojo, if you are a man and you are there in the audience, please click on the link and come in. If you are not a coward, come in, explain yourself, and let us hear your perspective if you are sincere and if you are genuine. Kwete kuuya uchingotaura zvinhu zvekuda kurwadzisa nekuda
Okay, you can leave it like that.
kudiscouragea
I
vanhu.
wanted him to live in neutral. You can bring the.
Also,
I'm
I think
going to
the other
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
the other disadvantage we have is about these so-called socialites. I came across a same post. I think these people they took it from Tatalicious.
Tatalicious.
She made the same post. She made the same post. She said, Chamisa have to leave the church and then take the weapons. Recently. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where the people are getting. And then I saw it in few minutes. She got a lot of likes, a lot of comments. So that's where people are getting this information.
Saka Tatalicious ndiye anoziva. She's the they're expert on zvinhu zvemweya here, kuti hanzi kana waita politics chisiya zvemweya ko.
Ndazofunga izvezvi ndopadana kuti this post vanhu vazhinji vaiona kwaTatalicious because that post kana uri munhu anokasira kuchinjwa mindset unenge watochinjwa nechakudhara.
Exactly. And vanoteerana tatelicious ndozvavari vanhu vave vanoita zvekuenda nemhepo kwainenge yaenda kwayabvuvhutira ndo kwavanoenda. So yeah, it's like an obstacle in our struggle. Nekuti kuti tikunde, we all need to come together.
Yeah, that's very true.
Saka Tatelicious haana kuita here live na Hope Chingono on CCC. Havana kuzoita here, vaida kuita Twitter Spaces.
Avasati vaida Facebook live, avasati vaida Facebook live because she had been saying I have the numbers, I have the people, so you guys have to come ndoku initiate Raichi live, then the people come. As long as the people see my live video popping up, they will come.
They will come.
So I think it's another point inofana kuutilize kana zvichiri possible.
Yes. Because ivavo vacho, most of them are youth foot. Vanoswera vachiteera naTatelicious.
And most of them they are from they are in South Africa.
They are in South Africa, yeah.
Yeah, they are in South Africa.
Yes, and I think people in South Africa, there's a good chance they will be back in Zimbabwe and by 2023 because of that new Nengiaka Paswa here.
Yeah.
Yekuti vanhu vari kupiwa a year kutsvaga madetails acho handinyatsoaziva hangu semunhu asiri kuSouth Africa, but yeah,
I also heard about that news kuti nana December what iri kuko.
So we need all those people to be conscientized kuti vaende vachiziva kuti tiri kunonovhota, vaende vanonoregister.
Yeah, that's very true.
Saka iye Tatelicious point yake yange iri yekuti Chamisa should stop taking the lenient route achiita zvehondo. Is that what she was trying to say?
Actually, I think she was trying to say if Chamisa keep on saying God is in it, we are praying, of which the ZANU-PF they don't care. They will just come and brutalize people. So you have to wake up and also do the same. Yeah, respond, fight back.
Okay.
Because as long as you can go.
Saka ndozviri kurehwa natadiwa naShichikozo uyu.
Yeah, I think those are kuzamataura. But some of the words vanenge vakushandiswa nevanhu ingori nhankire. Actually ingori kungoanalyze kwatitaita ma-statements. Actually ma-statements anenge asiri direct. Kunenge kungo ma-analysis edu.
Okay. Well, okay. What do you think? Do you think people should start fighting back? Like Nezuro, should people have, caught those ZANU-PF thugs and beaten them up thoroughly?
It was not necessary. It just kungowabata. Zvinomeka sense. Of which kuwabata directly zvine zvisingaitwi. So they have to implement a force like, but kwete kuvarova. But to take them and then put them in the police, leader one, because this one, vanhu vakatanga kudzorora, I think ZANU-PF inenge yanechi yatoona another point yekuzama kutaridza kuvanhu kuti muri kuvaona vane violence.
Yeah, kana kureleasa ma-soldiers futi.
Saka ndo pane pakunesa apo point yapresident iri, it's very very correct kuti we don't fight back, because if you fight back they will be able to take some people, because we are almost the same.
Yeah, and for all you know, zvimwe zvinhu zvinenge zvichiitwa izvozvi zvinenge zviri planned kuti mukaretaliata, then they have an excuse to you know,
I
yeah,
get your
and
point.
because pane time pakatengwa arma yema riot police, but arma yacho waiti ukaiona yanga isiri arma riot police yanga iri arma ungati vanhu vai vanoita detonate mabombs.
Alright.
A lot of guns were bought at that time. And I don't remember, but the word going around was that vanga vatoplana kuprovoka. So vanga vatotenga ningirikini weapons ne armor yema riot police vakatogadzirira kuti MDC ikango reactor over vaona an excuse to release.
Yeah, vanenge vaona excuse.
Because they want to eliminate Chamisa. They've wanted to eliminate him since a long time. Saka I think Dosaka Chamisa, he was very quiet those days because I think he understood it. They are just looking for any excuse to eliminate him. Saka, I suppose he's right. Kuti
pane post yandamboisa yanga ikunzi rest in peace uyu Ncube akashayika. So people were now coming in the comment section, they're saying now I don't know, this point somehow it's correct. Now they're supposed to be people to be trained kuti vangogada the place inenge ichitwa inenge ichitwa marallies. Not police, because police they're some PF members, they don't care. So there are some people who are supposed to guard, like vanenge vakagada president where vanenge vakagada 41.
Oh yes, so they have a team of youth.
Yes.
Vanenge vakadyarwa in strategic places around, and kumberi kuna president Kwekwe. Vanenge they don't follow the events of the.
They don't follow the event. Pakungoona
chete kutarisa. Yeah.
Vachingoona vaita maactions, vachiona kuti maactions
exactly.
So that's
yeah, because munhu anenge auya aine zvainazvo zvisiri to do with the event, unokwanisa kumuona nebehavior yake.
Anenge atongoruluka suspicious.
Anenge achingobehave suspicious because anenge achitarisa aine zvaari kufunga, zvaari kuplana nekustrategize. So you can see kuti uyu haasi kufollowa ma-events ari kuitika panapa, ane zvimwe zvaari ningirikina. And then vanenge vari trained kucommunicate. Vanogona kunge vaine maways ekucommunicate without anybody else knowing.
Vautogomira kuti wakumana ngatisvike pathis area paita muna suspicious.
Wongouya vanhu 2 or 3 vomuseraunda munhu iyeye, vobva vangomubata maoko voisa kumashure, then they can search him kuti haana here maweapons or anything. And I think vakakwanisa futi kusearcha munhu wese anenge achipinda.
That was another point also yekusearcha vanhu. Kusearcha vanhu, then vanhu vapinda, vanhu they will be guided kunzi musangobuda nekudzoka, muchibuda nekudzoka, munoisa apinda, make sure kuti wapinda for rally, wapinda for rally paakutenderedzwa nesecurity.
Exactly.
Munoisa anenge asearchwa achipinda paakutenderedzwa nesecurity, zvoreva kuti munoisa apinda mukati umu ari kuziva kuti akachena. Then vanhu vachazouya pamashure vanofanira kuverify vasati vapinda.
Vanenge vachisearchwawo futi.
So I think that's why it will be better.
Yeah. So ningirikini ma-events anofanira kuiswa in a place iri closed in yekuti munhu
Vanokwanisa
Yeah. Ndakatimboona my brother Byron ndakumute because mamwine conversation yamanga muri kuita and we could hear. Would you like to come in and say something?
Even that number of president. Yes, yeah, he was trending, right? I saw him. No, yeah. Nanga was here with that guy. Yeah. Here in Africa. When you remember they came to Tanzania? Yeah. Moro. Yeah. Nanga, Masheli. Yeah. Is it? Yeah.
Okay, there is a conversation about politics. Yeah. So I've just muted him again.
Yeah, I think what Papa has some other guns.
Okay. Uyu atanga auya zvakare tadiwa nashi chikozvo anzi Chamisa he knows ZANU-PF ndosaka akambotiza kwechinguva guys itai henyu but one muchawa hanzi Chamisa abaiwa nebanga parali. Well, yeah, of course we have to tighten security around Chamisa and security for the event as a whole. Sezvatiri kutaura kuti
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he point. I don't think it is so far valid because you can see the reaction I got on my security and President Chamisa yesterday. The reaction was really good. I like
Yes.
that. They were alert. Pakangoitika matisinyongora akangoitika wakabva tomanya nodi nokava president vachidi pavakarambokonya nespeech avo pavakaona kuti the situation is getting worse.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
My breaker out mbichana for a few seconds.
Okay. So I was saying I don't think it would, this point is for now. I think President Chamisa so far the security is good because you can see zvakatika nezuro I was watching the live pakazoitika noise. The reaction of the security was really good.
Yeah, they were fast. And another thing, maybe they should have intel before they go somewhere, because vanhu vanogara especially muma small towns vanogona kunge vachiziva vanhu vezanu vanoterroriza vanhu, so just to go in there vachitovaziva nemapictures and everything, so that security painenge ichiita keep an eye ikamuona they can even apprehend him asati amboita anything. Kuti like ikoko kuningirikeni kukwekwe apparently vanhu ivava vanozivikanwa, that's why they were caught so easily. Vagara vachizivikanwa kuti vanhu vezanu and vanoita basa rekuterrorize vanhu ikoko. So it would be good kuti if President Chamisa is to go somewhere, to some city or some town, to some neighborhood, vanoita first kunoenda vanhu veningirikini veintelligence vanonoita gather information on vanhu vezanu vanozivikanwa vari ikoko, especially vanonyanya kuinstigate violence, because pane nhingirikini yandaona iri kucirculata kusocial media in a picture one of the people vari implicated in this incident yakaitika nezuro, achitonzi haisi first time yake, anotogara achinhingirikana, anotozivikanwa for that. So it's one of the things that I think Munagata say shouldn't be able to get anywhere near.
Yeah. Actually, kudzinga vanhu kufana kutoinvolviwa. Kutonzi pana vanhu
Mm,
vanofana kutongodzingwa. Like tongoziva tongonzi these are
exactly.
ZANU-PF members. Vanofana
Exactly.
kutongodzingwa.
Asati ambosvika even pane vanhu.
Yeah. This point is really good. Yeah.
And in Nakawen Mlambo, we are lucky they managed to come with names of culprits who did this. And the main on front is Nube Muda, thinking they will call him. But this guy hasn't been caught, and it.
There is a guy who haven't been caught yet.
Yes.
Ari kunzi ndiye anofana kunge akabaya Nuyo akafa.
Okay.
And then the other one, since the point I'm about yekutuma intelligence first, because parikutozikanzi pane area pane imba yanga iri nzanzi ndiye someone a member of ZANU-PF iri kunzi ndiyo ari kushandisa sebase. Ndo parikutozikanwa. So vanhu vemuarea vanenge vari kutongoziva tongoti
Vanenge vachitoziva
vanenge vari kuziva information yese.
So kana iri seimba yakadaro inotozivikanwa ka, they could have had people watching that house.
Yes, maybe for 2 to 3 days before.
And even during the time the event is taking place, panenge paine munhu kana kuti vanhu vanenge vachingoita kunge vasina anything to do with anything, vanenge vachingotarisa maevents ari kuitika ipapo, vakavaona vakubuda vanhu vaya voteverwa kuti vari kuenda kupi, so they would know, they could guess beforehand kuti vanhu ava vakuenda kunonoita violence,
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, saka we will try and get all these ideas through, because the citizens movement we are all in it. Saka tinongobatsirana tichiuya nema-ideas and we take them through to leadership. And I'm sure there are many youths who will be very happy and willing to play such roles to prevent.
Yeah, I've been seeing some of the youths, in my actual post yangu and Santu Makuseni. They've been saying we are willing to practice about this security thing because people really need to be secured. When President Chamisa is in power, we are secured. Ngazimbotange zvichero zhinji yazofaila security yacho asi iripo.
At least.
Asi iripo.
Yeah. Because even as we are going towards elections, people know Sunita Zan as we go towards elections. They unleash violence on the people. Saka, vanhu vakawanda vanenge vachida kuenda kunovhota nekudefenda vote, but vanotya zvinhu zvakaita seizvozvo izvi. So if we can guarantee them kuti there are structures in place to avert and prevent zvinhu zvakaitika sezvakaitika nezuro, so it's easier for more people to to be brave enough to go out and
defend their vote.
And defend the vote. Yeah,
that's very true.
And in Jacobs J, CCC need to enroll security details which are professionals to deal with that porous security lapse. They must know that they are dealing with the security arms that are compromised by the state at all costs. There are ex-police, army, CIO details that has been victimized. That can be incorporated, especially now getting into preparation of 2023 plebiscite elections. Yeah, that's another very good idea. Those ex-police, ex-army, ex-CIO who have been who have been victimized by ZANU, they could actually be asked to help to train the youth.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
mm,
Yeah, I think point intelligence no fana to
yeah,
emphasize no fana to simplify because
yeah,
we really need people who are intelligent,
mm,
who
mm.
are able to source information.
Exactly, exactly. Even go infiltrate Kuzanu, so you know their plans
Mm-hmm.
beforehand. Vakatsvaga mayouth ari asati azivikanwa kuti vari affiliated neCCC, woenda zvake unojoina ZANU, but uku vachimuziva kuti you know kuCCC vanenge vachimuziva kuti ndewedu, woenda unonojoina achingoitawo unge one of them, but achipota achizoonekana information.
Yeah, I had 2018 the ZANU-PF they implemented that strategy. There was someone who was leaking the information.
Oh
This
yes,
the MTC information.
yes, I heard that as well. But I think we should do the same too. Why can't we do the same? Why can't we have our youth joining ZANU, getting the card, claiming to be a ZANU PF youth, but vachiita basa vanje rekuti pavanenge vapuwa ma-instructions kuti vafana endai munonodai, iwo kurumidza kutumira message kuti tatumwa zvakati nezvakati.
But I think there are some because like this message ima plans ima assassination yana the people like Tendai Beat and Job Sikala ari kunzi varuda kushandisira petrol bombs. Pane munhu akailikisa yanga iri internal group, yanga iri discussed issue, yanga iri discussed internal group, but pane munhu akailikisa.
Okay, so they could have.
There are some people who are doing that.
Okay,
And
that's
we just need to know.
Jacob J says that's why there is counterintelligence in dealing with this wicked ZANU PF. The CCC security department henceforth must up the game to protect citizens. Check in South Africa, you can't tamper with EFF security protocols in their activities. So why not that happening? The president, in his presser today, he highlighted that the government is now the terrorist group. What are countermeasures now being put into place going forward? Yes, exactly, my brother Jacobs J. You're right. CCC has to up its security measures. It's of the utmost importance. Musasiwa hanzi vanhu vezanu handizivi kuti pfungwa dzavo dzakaita sei. Unosapota vanhu vari kuuraya future yevana vako, vasingakoshesi education. Look now vana vavo vari kudzidza kunze kwenyika, vauya futi vokushandisai futi. Yeah. Vanhu vavo vakabva kunze kwenyika vanosvikokushandisai. Please, masapota ezanu musashandiswa zvakadero. Yeah, chinonyanya kunetsa vanhu vanosapota ZANU, the way I've seen, vanhu vari kubenefita from the looting.
Yeah, that's very true.
Saka vanenge vachitosapota system iyoyi kuti ienderere so that they can continue to loot.
And
Saka
they are the same people who are making sure that this violence thing is continuing.
continuing, yes.
They just want to remain in power to continue benefiting because they know that as long as they are out, they are no longer benefiting.
Yes, they know that as soon as ZANU PF is out, they will lose all those benefits that they are getting. But chavasingazivi ndechekuti tikabvisa ZANU PF tikachinja zvinhu, they won't even need the little money that they are looting, because economy ikatanga kushanda. I don't know if you're in South Africa. South Africa, a nurse, a teacher anokwanisa kutenga imba kutenga mota, kuendesa vana kuma-expensive colleges, you know. So unoona munhu ari kupiwa maybe saga reshuga once in a while, bhodhoro recooking oil, ari kusapota ZANU. But haazide kuti dai taakakwanisa kubvisa ZANU iyoyi zvinhu zvaita zviri nani. Pamwe aitokwanisawo kutenga imba yake, kutenga mota yake nekuzviitira zvinhu zvake.
Yeah, that's very true.
Saka you know, tine basa hombe reconscientiza vamwe vedu ivavo
Yeah, that's very true. Well, I don't know how exactly how to deal with people who have lost hope.
Lost hope. By that mukuriva vapi vanosapota ZANU kana kuti vasingasapote but
yeah. There are two groups of people. There is the first group of people who say, even if I vote for CCC, ZANU-PF is going to win. So why waste my time voting for them? I would rather vote for ZANU.
Because
because they are winning. They're already winning. And then there's a second group of people who say, I'm not going to waste my time.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I never thought about that other group. Votera ZANU because they expect that they are going to rig and win anyway. So they would rather affiliate near the winning side and then get some benefits when they win than to express their true feelings and vote for the real leaders. I never thought about that. And I forgot to kune group revanhu vari
neutrals.
Hope, as you said, but vanoti why should I vote?
Yeah, John is my post. I wonder. So that's where I got all that information. When you post a certain thing, maybe a voter registration campaign, then the people will come in the comment section. That's where you hear all that information. That's where you get all that information.
Okay. But I think CCC, Payaka Formwa, a lot of those people, they changed sides. I've seen a lot of people just change sides.
People change sides. That's the reality.
Yeah. So we just need to press harder and continue these rallies and to pack the rallies, because we need to let everyone know this time we've got this.
That's very true.
Yeah, and convince those who are vanenge vachitya kuaffiliate and then suffer the consequences if CCC does not win. So we need to convince everyone that this time
we are winning.
Yeah, we are winning, and it's true anyway. There's no way ZANU can win again because most people are suffering. Things are really hard.
I think even those people who voted for ZANU-PF in 2018, they've now changed because they saw the reality.
Yes, they had these 5 years to get a taste of what they voted for.
I think these 5 years have been the worst term ever.
Yes, in the history of Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
And it's been a wake-up call for people.
Yeah, that's real.
And even when we vakavotera ZANU in some areas, vaipunzirwa dzimba dzavo.
That's very true.
Takutorerwa land ichipuhwa maChinese.
yeah, this issue of us being a colony of China, I think it's real because
Yeah.
my Chinese are Zara.
Mm, mm. They are taking over. Uh, Bless More Nigel Gorebima says, let's just keep in mind that as Zimbabweans, we are not independent. That's the truth. So, comrades, let's be strong, brave, and strategic in all our ways. Yes, we are known for being cool. We are known for being cool. Very true. Zimbabweans are so calm. They are very slow to to revolt. But our temper is now backfiring on us. Yes, it's backfiring. Jair was investigated. I'm not saying let us start resorting to violence, but let us not trust all these low protocols. Like, yeah, like the ZRP, they are all captured. We must have our own security, but again, let's be brave. ZANU fought against whites and they won, not because they were good at war, but the victory was meant, I think, was meant to be. And that's the case right now. Victory in 2023 is meant to be. Time is written in the stars. Like Isusu, we just need to facilitate, and my events are critical. They are all, working together towards that. Even this Ukrainian Russian conflict, because anditi ZANU PF ine ma relations ne Russia.
Yeah.
So now, if we are going towards elections, Russia has its own problems on its hands. They can't be so concerned with what's happening in Zimbabwe, and they don't have the resources to invest in security in Zimbabwe. So,
Yeah.
mm, because Russia and China are two of the world powers that have been backing up ZANU PF, and I even cool nations. The way it talks about intervening in Zimbabwe, but Russia and China, they block.
Yeah. So I still have a question about the report yabuda nasi accused pa violence yanezuro because
Mm,
it looks zitarapi wrote exactly the truthful information,
mm,
but
mm,
how how come zitarapi now yanyura truthful information of which most of the time they're in support of ZANU-PF. They've been
mm,
writing information like this guy is a ZANU-PF membership card holder.
mm, mm.
I still don't I'm still confused. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what your point is. They usually typically just cover up for ZANU PF. Mm. So why not this time?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah. there's always reasons behind something, and it's always good to figure them out because when we're now, they are not in the habit of being truthful, except if there is some ulterior motive to it. So angati Mukande kune vamwe my viewers and listeners, what do you think? Does anybody have an idea? What do you think could be the reason? If you do, just click on the link to enter the live and share your opinions. The link is up there. If you scroll, you find the link, the comment which was posted by Trade Radio or by ZI. Click on that and
It will bring you into the studio. Ah. Maphirizi especially gorokota ndiwo anoshandiswa kuremba kuuraya vanhu I suspect vachishandisa machete. Very sad. Vena badze vaikandirwa chingwa sembwa chokwadi here. Yeah, I saw that footage yevanhu vaikandirwa chingwa from a truck vachirwira chingwa.
That one I think is total disrespect.
Yeah,
That's
it's
being
very
okay. How can you give them food like we are giving the dogs? Because at least panongotiwa line up kana vanenge vashaiwa
mopa vanhu zviri decent, respectful. But vanhu vezanu they don't care. I think havatomboona vamwe vanhu sevanhu. They think they are in their own class iri superior.
Yeah. And if people vanhu vakabvuma kuitiso kudai because they're just here for votes. All those fake projects dzauda kutanga chero vakatanga they're not going to finish. They're not going to finish. And vanhu kana vakabrainwashwa ndokucheta tirambe chitambura because how can someone start in 2017 and then akuda kukondinya nayo iki zvino
and then imi motobvuma mototambira
vane production munhu akatanga project 2017 2018 September angatoisiya yakadaro then akuda kuikondinya ke zvino we honesi zvakamboitika zvakadaro kana vanhu akabvuma zvakadaro zvorwa kuti hapana munhu hatifungi.
Yeah, but ndozvatisvitsa patiri izvozvo zvekuti even naED chaiga we're not supposed to celebrate pakabva Mugabe achipinda ED. We should have known but he still ZANU-PF, and not only is he ZANU-PF but he was part of Mugabe's government the whole time. But tineka problem tinavo kusada kuisa effort to put things right. Tikungoda kuti zvinhu zvingoitika zvega, so pakapinda ipapo vanhu vakabva vangotura mafemo vakati maybe zvaita then nemapromises ake aiita. But we should have known kuti shiri nemuririro wayo
it's all ZANU, whether yazotongwa nani kana yatongwa nani mapindani panyanga ZANU.
Kana even G40 chaiyo akadzoka munhu weG40 they will start again the exact same stuff sevangoitika paGNU.
That's very true.
Zvitori muropa. They can't break free. Zvinhu zviri spiritual. Kana tichiri spiritual, that a lot of people vanobva vafunga zvekuti maghost chichi hapana. Spirituality irreality. And spirituality haisi zvinhu zvezvo superstitious zvekuti hanzi unoenda wononoita seipo wononopira chii. Spirituality is handinoziva zve zvatinoti ane mweya weumbavha. Mentality iyoyo inomupa kuti ndomweya wacho weumbavha because mind chinhu chiri physical, chinhu chiri spiritual. Because the
Yeah.
spirit is something real but non-physical. So the mind is spirit because it's not physical but it's real. So kana munhu aine mind ine mentality yeumbavha tobva tati ane mweya weumbavha ndo spirituality. Saka ava vanhu ava itori mentality yavakadevelopa yekuti it doesn't go away just like that.
Vanofanira kumboshandisa mukana.
Vakatouwana. They might seem repentful kana zvinhu zvashata zvese vamwe vamunoona mazuva ano vanotanga kutaura though vari kurerekera kuopposition, but first me vanhu ivo vakangowana mukana chete, they are back to the same old, you know. You can't change an old dog. Vanhu vaya vachembera vari mazviri, they can't change at this age. Zvakutoda new generation yakakurira in a different context, you know, vachiona kushata kunoita zvinhu as a result of the kind of governance yatinayo.
Yeah.
Saka munhu iye anenge atori nementality iri different because akazviona ega kurwadza kwakaita upenyu, vamwe vachiita zvinhu zvekupachura, but ukamutora uyu anga achipachura uyu womudzosera, hapana chinochinja. You still have the same mentality. Saka change is inevitable.
Yeah, so I think here people are just emphasizing about the issue of security. Yeah. This is a serious issue for us to take into consideration.
Yes. I'm reading my comments.
Yeah. The comments,
Okay.
they are emphasizing about the security. Focus on rally. They just focus on people.
And is NUPF?
I mean, the security guys, they don't focus on the rally. They focus on the.
Yeah. They don't follow the events of the rally. Vanenge vachikutarisa chete kuti hapana here mambara apinda pavanhu papapo. And this one is the discipline. Kure kuti munhu anobva sekuvavairwa zvake okanganwa basa raari kufanira kuita.
Yeah, that's right.
We know how they operate in ZANU-PF. We experienced that in 2003. I worked in the security in one of the security arms, so I know how they operate and does things. Some were in diaspora because we refused to be used. Okay. Saka kana Jacobs J, maybe it's time to go back home now and help to train my youth, because you have experience. If it's possible for you to go back home. Those in the government security sector don't think they are doing it okay, they are doing it willingly. The more you stand against them, they create case to fix you. I am highlighting from experience. We can't lose hope because of what transpired. President Chamisa said we must understand the price of change. We lost, I think, comment Yaita Diki for the text. Patricia Banda says tadiwa nashe chikojo tese tinoda shanduko. We want a peaceful Zimbabwe. That's why people coming in numbers to support hoping zvinonaka. There's light at the end of the tunnel. CCC register to vote 2023.
People, you just need more people who
Yeah. Shinga Kabudura says zviri pachena kuti vakaronga izvi ndiye zidambudzo namutuli-ncuve vanouraya vanhu ava, asi kune vakatumwa. Hokoyo ngozi inouya kwauri, akutuma haisvikeko, asi tichavabata ivo vashoma. Matriple C takawandisa, exactly. Triple C vanhu vakawanda zvekuti it should be really easy to catch. Vanhu vakagara vari aware vachiziva kuti kukaita noise vanenge vari ready to unongomuisira gumbo achitiza so anodonha, then vanhu vobva vamubata. And I think vanhu vanofanira kupiwa some sort of training on this, kuti kana tiri parally munhu wese be alert and on the lookout. Ukaona munhu ari kubehavor strange, notify masecurity. And also kuziva kuti kukaitika noise, what should you do? Kwete kuti izova something that kana pane zvakutanga kuitika, vanhu havana ma-instructions ari clear avaudzwa kuti what should you do kukatanga kuitika noise near where you are. I think vanhu vakagara vapuwa ma-instructions kuti kukaitika noise, usatize but try to help to capture munhu wacho iye ari kukoza bongozozo. Munhu wese anenge agara ari alert and ready to take action to apprehend the culprit. So we can catch and also prevent mamwe incidents akazoitika ekuti munhu anorohwa nedombo from behind, because kana tese tiri alert tichiita keep an eye on vamwe vanhu vari around, unokurumidza kuzviona kuti uyu ane zvaarikuda kuita, and you can alert others kana kuto you can do something about it to prevent kukuvadzwa kwemumwe munhu. I think it's something that's very important. Vanhu vachingosvika parali vopuwa ma-instructions kuti kukatanga noise itai so, modai.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Pane kuti vanhu vakutanga kutiza zvovotanga kuti musatize, mirai, itai so, manje panenge patova ne-commotion and munhu ari confused.
Yeah, because yesterday ndaona zvakazoitika kuti umwe akazosvika pamike achiti itai so. Yeah. Zvida kunga zvaudzwa in advance.
Exactly, in advance vanhu rally ichingotanga vonyasoudzwa ma-exact directions kuti kukatanga noise ita so, kana kuri kuti batai munhu, kana kuri kuti sudurukai, whatever, vanhu vanenge vatoudzwa what you should do. Kana paine kuri kufanira panoda kuti mutize, moudzwa kunzi tizirai kupi, musaende kupi,
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, it can help to prevent, and also kungoudza vanhu kuti munhu wese kana uri parali usavarairwe zvekuti unotadza kuona munhu akabata dombo kana kuti abata simbi. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very true.
Ukaona munhu pauri ipapo, ukaona munhu abata dombo, notify vamwe, mumuite disarm, emobva matomubata momunhingirikana, momuendesa kuma-security.
Yeah, that's very true.
Jacobs J, guys, the problem is that you don't understand how PISI in ZRP works and Army intelligence works as far as ZANU-PF is concerned. The integration in the armed forces causes this problem. So we need the demilitarization of security sectors. Yes. ZEC, etc. They are doing it with impunity because it is an instruction. Because it's an instruction from higher offices. Mhm. Wow. And I think that's another problem yatinayo as a people. Kuti amene kuti kutya authority zvezvekuti authority ikataura chinhu, we feel like we have to respect that, we have to honor that, we have to obey. Kunyangwe chinhu chiri wrong, I think ndo chinhu chatisvitsa patiri.
Yeah, people really don't know how to reject.
You know, to discern for yourself kuti and to hold the authorities to account, kwete kuvanamata kunge, you know, vanamwari.
But I think the problem in Zimbabwe is the ZRP and the army. I don't know who gave them the power, that too much power on citizens. They've got too much power on citizens, so everyone is now scared. Police, everyone is now scared because you don't know how exactly they react. They're supposed to react in favor of the citizens, but they are no longer reacting in favor of citizens. They are against the citizens.
And yeah, I think it's something that we ourselves sort of facilitated by allowing them to get away with many things, because mapurisa akatanga kudhara vachisa maroadblocks ane maconditions ari ridiculous, but tongo you know, we just we just follow tosvika pamaroadblocks papo tongobhadhara not fine chomwe kuti ufure. So I think little by little they've been gaining that confidence. Until now it's just arrogance yavainayo kuti because ndiri mupurisa ndakapfeka uniform saka they really do what they want.
Yeah, because on the documentary, I was watching the documentary. I watched it quite a lot of.
Which documentary? The president.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw pakatorwa ma computers in office. There were some officers who came, and then Dr. Ngululeko Sibanda, he asked them, where are your IDs? They said that Trimapurisa, but I'm not my IDs. So they've gained so much power, which even if Mtemo wakuzviita.
Vanotoita zvisiri pamutemo chaizvo, and tichizviziva futi, you know, vanhu vachizviziva munhu anozongobhadhara haisi fine ichi kabribe kake kuti awane kuenda, but you know, every time patinenge tichidaroka we are reinforcing.
Yeah. It's like kuwedzera simba panyaya dzebribe.
Exactly. So it will get worse and worse. Zvinenge zvichida kuti vanhu mukurumidze kumira kuti hapana, you know, we should have been strong from quite early on kuresista zvinhu zvakaita seizvozvo. Kana kuri kurova mapurisa vorohwa. So sorry to say. Bababa vakurumidza kuzvidzidza kuti izvi hazviitwe.
Vanhu vanodzorera.
Kuti vanhu vanodzorera.
Like pagokwe, zvakatiwa pagokwe pachimota chacho chemvura chakazodzingirirwa nevanhu chapera mvura.
Vakutema nematombo. Really, yeah, sometimes ndinonyatsofunga kuti vanhu ava chavari kunidha kana ndechekuti munomusiya, handiti anoita hake ari muuniform ari kubasa, momusiya momumirira paanenge apedza basa akuenda kumba, mongomubata momurova momusiya. I mean, mukazviita for a number of them, vakuzviziva kuti kana okay paunenge uri muuniform you can terrorize people and vanokusiya, but pavanozokubatira unorohwa vanozviregedza.
So you have to act straight, like, yeah.
like to visit direct consequences wozviziva kuti ukaita zvakadai at some point vanhu vachakubata.
Yeah, that's very true.
But I think we're getting to that place where people are starting to resist. Ndakaona video yemumwe avari vanotora mafines emota eparking. Ndakaona video where one of them akarohwa after atora bribe, munhu akamubribe kuti
Yeah, I watched that video.
ndobva amurova. Yeah, no, that's what it has come to, sadly.
Yeah, I think people have come to a conclusion where they now know that either way we are dying.
And it's
We're just
and I
dying.
think
Yeah, you can say.
yeah, and I think more people are dying because of the conditions on the ground in Zimbabwe than those who are dying from being shot at. Because if you think of kuma hospitals, hakuna mishonga, hakuna equipment, mvura chaiyo, running water, magetsi. So a lot of and a lot of people don't even make it to hospital. So a lot of people are dying from natural conditions that could easily be treated because of the economic system, the infrastructure yatinayo, kwozotiwo maroads, vanhu vari kuita maaccidents, vari kufa. A lot of people are dying. Zvekuti maybe it's better to take that, to sacrifice more, not at that risk, just to change things.
I think there will be more of this in 2023. It will be a little bit serious. That's where like all of these points are supposed to be like really implemented, because 2023 will be serious.
Yes, I can imagine.
Because can't talk approach my presidential election pane pasimamira zvakanaka.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay, this point
this comment you mean, and the two uneducated people leading. The situation in Zimbabwe is funny, and the two uneducated people leading well-educated people. In ZRP, they released the names because they are okay. Until you remember your question, Yamavunza,
yeah.
This might be the answer.
Yeah, I see.
Yes, ZRP released the names because there are factions in the party. Alrighty, yeah, that makes sense. Kuti kana zviri zvemafactions vakaona I don't know kuti maybe G40 here vanhu vaita izvi ndeve G40, so they don't mind releasing the information because vane internal wars avo avari kurwa mukati imomo. Well, that explains but hanzi two uneducated people leading well-educated people in Zimbabwe. Yeah, ndatombozvitaurawo makuseni izvozvo with another person kuti but zvakafamba sei kuti vanhu vari so educated as Zimbabweans are tisvike pakuita maleaders ari so clueless, vasina kana chikoro. But it's because of taura henyu.
Raidata pakaipa bhoza madhara tachukwa chaiwo chaiwo the art of innovation havana vari kuda how can someone like someone ari kuzama kungomutsa zvitima zvacho zva19 something something kuti zero emission something something iwo ari kumana ari kuwedzera zvitima zvinokutana chiutsi chobuda kuti hachinomira zvakanaka.
The situation in Zimbabwe, yeah, in our country, not geographical Zimbabwe, but us Zimbabwe, including us in the diaspora, the situation in our nation is ridiculous to say the truth. Zvinhu zvatiri kuitiswa kana kunzi hanzi $1 is equal to 1 RTGS, takazvibvuma sei izvozvo? Why did we allow that to pass? Zveshuwa and life continued zvakadaro, how? But something has to change. As Zimbabweans tine kanhingika kekuti handiite politics.
I just like the statement, not about if you don't do politics will do you, and for real,
Yes.
the politics will do you.
Will do you. And I think these last 5 years have served as a very clear lesson to illustrate that point. If you don't do politics, yeah, politics will do you, because our politics has done us.
So far amboshanda nesu
tambotambwa nesu kuita mabhora chaiwo. Imagine my politicians vanot they play games with us as if we are some possessions yekuti ndini ndawina ndakutora, as if we have no say in the running and the issues of our country. Anangonzora kusoita childish games ekuti hanzi zvinhu zviri so obvious. Kuita ngonzora anoita tuma political moves twuri so stupid.
anangonzora kuti plan yake inga iri papi.
Zvisina kana musoro kuti how does he think really in reality?
Maybe angasina kufunga in like akangofunga zvinhu zvipa current situation, asina kuzofunga like in future zvichazomira sei. Inga akazoanalyze situation ichazomira sei kumberi.
You can't, because it's not just political games. There's also real life to be considered. Kuti kunyange ukawina in court, mukoti vakakutiwa iwo ndiwe the real opposition, ko vanhu vachatengeka here just because court yati, zvinhu zvisina kana. But it's unbelievable that it's happening in Zimbabwe, and life goes on. But we allow it. Isusu tingadai takaningirikina kudhara, we should have revolted a long time ago nezvi zvinoitwa nezanu neshamwari dzavo. Pollard, nyaya dzepollard kutengerwa mota, vanhu takavaramba kuma-elections vakunotengerwa mota nemari dzedu, and we allow it.
Yeah, a lot needs to be done.
Yeah, we need to absolutely, arise and start to take charge of what's happening in our country. Tinofanira kutotanga kuramba zvisina musoro kuti hatiitiswe kunge kunge vanhu vasina kudzidza, you know. Sezvinoita vanhu vekusouth africa. Vanhu vekusouth africa havambononoka kuvoisa maopinions avo.
South Africans vanokasira kutaura kuti izvi hatisi kubvumirana nazvo izvi.
Exactly. And that's how it's supposed to be. Mwana asingacheme anofira mubereko, mukangoramba muri z, things will just keep getting worse.
Yeah, that's very true.
So it's time to arise, you know, awake and vuka Zimbabwe, vuka. Simuka Zimbabwe, simuka. The time is now, really. It's time.
Time to famba. People need to do something.
No, we absolutely need to do something, and we really can't afford another 5 years under ZANU-PF.
I think everyone will find his or her own way
out of the country. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you, but you had gone quiet for a while.
I think my connection is now.
All right. Okay.
That was.
Yeah, I think network brother Ben yasiri kunedza. Kuma comments and in Kawen Mlambo, you heard the vice president saying they want to crush Chamisa with stones, and President Wacho, his words talking about violence only, no developments. Yes, my brother Cohen, these people are clueless. They have no idea. They really have no idea what they should be doing as leaders of the nation, let alone how to do it. And so when, you know, our leaders, their only goal is to stay in power because they don't know what else to do. They are afraid that if they lose power, they can get in, they'll be in trouble with the people. There will be consequences for all the terror that they've rained on people. So it's very hard for them to just step down peacefully. But in reality, they have no desire whatsoever to do anything for the country. And so we can't afford to let them have another 5 years of just clinging to power and looting and destroying our country, our infrastructure, our public service systems. We really can't afford. Handiti makaona zviri kuitika kuUkraine. The Ukrainians are refusing to let African students on their trains, you know, the trains that are taking people out of Ukraine to neighboring countries where it is safe. Ndine video yandakaona pa Twitter yemusikana, a young African girl who was trying to get onto a train and she was blocked by a police or soldier, I don't know. And he was pointing and saying something which obviously I couldn't understand, probably telling her to get off, and then eventually they were pushing her off the train. And there have been reports from the students who are there in Ukraine that they are not allowing Africans out of to get onto the buses and trains that they have arranged to take people out of Ukraine. So, it's very important for us to put our country in order in case there comes a time where, as is happening in South Africa, an ultimatum is given that we have to go back to our country. Saka ngatimirei tigadzirise nyika yedu kuitira kuti tisanide kugara kunyika dzevamwe, kuitira kuti munhu kana uchienda kunyika dzevamwe, let it be by choice, kuti alright, ndakuda hangu kumboenda kunonoshandira kwakati kana kumbonoono hangu kuti kwakati kwakamira sei, kwete kuti you need to do it to survive. Because these times we are living, anything can happen, from COVID to xenophobia. Munogona kuwana matadzoserwa by force kunyika dzedu, ende kana tisina kugadzirisa kumusha zviriko kuZimbabwe izvozvo, that's what we will be going back home to. Saka hazvisi zvinhu zvekuva too confident kuti ndakugara outside the country, kunyange ukawana citizenship chaiyo vakaisa law yekuti mubude, vanongokuburitsai. Kunyange uinayo citizenship, malaws avo vanogona kuachinja as they please, and anochinja. Haana kufanana neekwedu ekuti munoita decades musingachinje. In other countries vanochinja, they review malaws avo regularly, vachichinja. Saka it's just very important kuti tingoita make sure kuti tagadzirisa kumba, kunyange wakadecide hako kuti waakuda kugara in another country, but zvakangonaka kuti kumba kunge kuri right, just in case if you need a place to run to, you will have a place to run to. Saka dai tasiya iyo tsika kuzvifunga inini ndega nemhuri yangu kuti inini am okay, zvinhu zvangu zviri okay, tatsvaga kubatana as a people nekuvaka nyika yedu isimbe, tidevelope, and most likely tikaidevelopa nyika yedu hapana anozomboda futi kuenda kunonogara abroad. Munoona maSouth Africans vashoma vanoenda kunogara abroad because zvinhu zvichiri okay kunyika kwavo, havana that need yekuenda kunotsvaga basa elsewhere. Uchingopedza mastudies ako, you can get a job, you can get a good standard of living. Saka ndiri kungokurudzira kuti ngatibatanei tigadzirise nyika yedu, ngatiregei kusiya another 5 years. Let's not allow what's happening in Zimbabwe to continue another 5 years. We can't afford to. We really need to make sure kuti tagadzirisa zvinhu muna 2023. But I would just like to thank you all, our viewers and listeners, for joining us for this live, which started as President Chamisa's press conference on the events that took place in Kwekwe yesterday. But papera press conference ya President Chamisa tazongoenderera tichitaura tichiedza kutsvaga kuona kuti nyika yedu tinoigadzirisa sei. Thank you so much to those who managed to come in to the studio and to give their contributions. My brother Benias, thank you so much for your very valued contributions. Thank you so much for your comments, to those who are posting their comments in the comment section. Let us continue to conscientize those who have not yet woken to the reality of what we need to do as a nation. Ngatibatsirei vamwe vasati vaziva zvatinofanira kuita senyika kuti tigadzirise nyika yedu, because everything starts with knowledge. Ukaona munhu achiita zvinhu zvisiri izvo, most likely haasati aziva the right way to do things. Munhu akangoziva the right way inobatsira kuti zvinhu zviite zvakanaka, hapana munhu anozosarudza kuita the wrong way inoita kuti zvinhu zvisaite zvakanaka. Munhu akaziva kuti Zimbabwe yedu tingaigadzirise sei kuti inake, anoita izvozvo. But ukaona munhu asingaite, most likely haasati aziva. Saka imimi maakuziva. I trust that munhu wese ari panapa ari pano because akatonzwisisa akazviona kuti no, we need to do something. We need to take matters into our hands and direct the future of our country. We are woke. Saka ngatichibatsirewo vamwe vasati varealiza vachiri kuti handiite politics, vamukewo vazvione kuti we need all of us to be involved in holding to account those who claim to be our leaders, in determining who leads us and how they lead us. Encourage especially the youth to register to vote. And for those who have already registered to vote, please check in the voters roll to see if your name is still there and all your details are still correct. If you have questions to do with voting, you can call the number 08080219. It's totally free, and you can ask any questions that you might have. So let's continue to encourage each other to register to vote. I would just like to wish you a blessed day, blessed morning, evening, afternoon, night, depending on what time it is where you are. Stay blessed and see you again in our next live stream. I will just leave you watching a video. Yeah, this song here.
Vanambuya nana sekuru kumamisha nehama dzose dzisati dzaziva ndine shoko guru randinoda kubudzai Nelson Chamisa wave nebato itsva. Iri danho rakatorwa mushure meku paonekwa kuti zita reMDC rakange rasvibiswa nemhandu. Ngonzo rako michina nakupe nevamwe. Saka kana mave kuzoenda kunovhota, munofanira kucherekedza kwazvo chiso chaChamisa nemasi matatu pamwe neruvara rwemabhanana. Votera Nelson Chamisa, voterai pamasi matatu. Voterai Nelson Chamisa, voterai paruvara rwemabhanana. Voterai Nelson Chamisa, voterai pamasi matatu. Voterai Nelson Chamisa, voterai paruvara rwemabhanana. Musanyengedzwa nebato rezanu, muchipiwa mbeu nefotereza. Tinoda bato rinounza mabasa, kuti mugozvitengera mega zvamunoda. Bato rezanu rauraya nyika, muzere mbavha dzinoba zvikuru. Vanongozvifunga ivo vega, momo yenyika ichikangawaya. Kana vouya kwamuri vanonyepa, kuti masanction auraya nyika. Nyamba varivo vanouraya nyika, nekuda kweuori hwavanoita. Votera Nelson Chamisa, voterai pamasi matatu. Voterai Nelson Chamisa, voterai paruvara rwemabhanana. Voterai Nelson Chamisa, voterai pamasi matatu. Voterai Nelson Chamisa, voterai paruvara rwemabhanana.